Welcome to episode 5 of From the Ditch to Filthy Rich. And as you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, much better. I am on the mend. I'm back to normal with my voice just about. That bonus video I did a couple of days ago, man, did that sound awful. If you got through that, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That just sounded terrible, didn't it? Now look, if you're watching this episode in the future and the Black Friday sales are no longer on, what I suggest to you is that you skip this episode and you come back to this episode in a few episodes' time once we have businesses like The Agency and The Bunker, because in this episode we're going to be taking advantage of one of the things that is on sale with Black Friday, and it's really, the only reason I'm doing it now is because that is so cheap. Otherwise, I would be not recommending doing this just yet and doing it a little bit later on, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be buying the nightclub in order to be able to purchase the Terabyte, which is the vehicle that is 70% off with these Black Friday sales. And the reason we're doing that is so we can get the Oppressor Mark II nice and early. And the trade price for that is $6 million. Without the trade price, it's $8 million. And you need the Terabyte in order to unlock the trade price, and that's why we're getting it now. Otherwise, like I said, if you are watching this in the future and the Terabyte is no longer 70% off with the Black Friday sales, come back to this episode in a few episodes' time. And I will remind you of that in the future. Once we get to episode 7 or 8, I will be saying, now jump back to episode 5 if you missed the Black Friday sales. But anyway, let's jump into it. Otherwise, if I ramble any longer, this video is going to be way too long, just like the last one was. So as I said, we are buying the nightclub. Open up your phone. Go to internet, come up to money and services, down to Mazebank foreclosures. When you enter into the site, come up to the top right hand corner here and filter out for nightclubs. And here you can see all the nightclubs that are available to buy. All of them are in the city. Now the two at the top of the map here are probably the best locations. I own the downtown Vinewood one, this one here with my main character. Some of these others are in pretty awful locations. The cheapest one's all the way down here, and I'd recommend staying away from this one. This one here at LSIA as well. Over here, Vespucci Canals, this was the one I owned on my main character first before I moved up north. The one we're going to go with, though, is this one here at Mission Row. It is $1.4 million, so it is not the cheapest, but not the most expensive either, and it's in a pretty good location. Now, we're not going to worry about any of these upgrades. These are all cosmetic. This just changes the lighting inside and the different lights you can have going off when the music's playing inside your nightclub. We're not going to worry about that right now. Your name, you can change the club name. If you stay with the one that you're given at the start, it doesn't cost any more. Here, though, the storage. These are important, and we're not going to be getting these just yet because we can't afford it. The amount of storage you buy depends on how much stock you can keep in your underground warehouse. And this is going to cost an extra $1.7 million to get the max amount of storage. So we're not going to worry about that right now, but this is something we are going to upgrade in the future. Right now, we're just going to go with the one. And the garage here, as you get more money and you get more cars, you will want that. The dancers, completely cosmetic, doesn't do anything. Dry ice, completely cosmetic. So let's just go ahead. Like I said before, though, you will want to add storage in your warehouse at a later date. We're not going to do that right now, though. Just go ahead and buy the basic package for the $1.4 million.
This is meant to be a live event, people. We need lights. Where's the light man? Brian!
And same with the other businesses. Once you come inside for the first time, we're going to go through a cutscene. We're going to meet Laszlo. We're going to meet our nightclub manager, Tony. And just sit back and enjoy this cutscene. It's another one of those long, boring, unskippable cutscenes, but just enjoy it. Once you're out of the cutscene, come up to your office and you'll be able to do the nightclub setup missions. You need to collect the staff and the equipment. These are pretty simple missions. Setting up the staff will have you come out to collect 3 different staff members, your head of security, your head of bar staff, and the head technician for your underground warehouse. Then you just drive them back to your nightclub, and that is the mission finished. For the equipment setup, you need to come out to a festival, steal the festival bus, and drive that back to your nightclub. I recommend doing all of these in the invite-only session. In fact, the only thing you should ever be doing in a public session with this account as a low level is perhaps maybe sell missions. The last thing you need to do before you can open your nightclub is collect the DJ and drive him back to your nightclub. Now that your nightclub is open, come up to your office, sit down at your laptop, log in as you need to register as a CEO or an MC Club President, and here we can see all of your nightclub management. If you'd like a more in-depth detail about how this nightclub runs, I do have a separate guide on how the nightclub works, so check that out below. So basically what we're looking at here is the stock that's coming into the warehouse, and you can see that we only have 72 spaces for crates. That's because we only have that one storage level at the moment. We will upgrade that later. Come down to nightclub management, and this shows us how popular our club is. We have a full house and $50,000 of daily income going into our wall safe. Down at Resident DJ, these are the different DJs you can book. We can see that Solomon is our current resident DJ. These other three we've never booked before. They all cost $100,000 the first time we booked them. Come down to warehouse technicians, and there are 5 different technicians we can hire. We've got the first one here for free. That's the guy we picked up before. You can see here cargo and shipments is the only one under here we have unlocked. The reason for that is each of these corresponds with another business that already exists in the games. Cargo and shipments is the cargo warehouse. Sporting goods is the bunker. South American produce is the white stuff lockup. Pharmaceutical research is the meth lab. Organic produce is the green farm. Printing and copying is the document forgery. And cash creation is the counterfeit cash factory. So we're going to assign the one technician we have to the one product we have available right now. Next we move on to upgrades. Staff and equipment upgrades are very important. Your equipment upgrades will increase the amount of product that your technicians in your warehouse will source, and we're going to purchase that. And your staff upgrades is going to keep the popularity up for longer in your nightclub. The amount of money that goes into your wall safe is determined by your popularity levels. Security upgrades will stop raids, or not stop raids, but the amount that you're going to get raided will be less, so we're not going to worry about that right now because that's not really important. We will add that later on though. Now that we own a nightclub, we can purchase the Terabyte, which is on sale with these Black Friday sales. You can see normally $1.3 million. We can get it for $400,000, and that is why I'm recommending to do this right now. And if you don't have the Black Friday sales, that is why I recommended coming back to this episode at a later date. The reason we need the Terabyte is because we're going to be purchasing the Oppressor Mark II here. And as you can see, it is $8 million, or $6 million if you unlock the trade price. And there are requirements there: own the Terabyte and complete 5 client jobs. These client jobs can only be done through the Terabyte, and that's why we're buying the Terabyte, and we're buying it now that it is on sale. We are saving ourselves almost a whole $1 million here doing this. And when it comes to purchasing the Oppressor Mark II, we're saving ourselves $2 million. Okay, so the one upgrade we do want here is the vehicle workshop. The rest of these, they can be useful, but we don't really want them right now. The drone station, the weapons workshop, the turret station, they can all help out, but we don't want that right now. We can't really afford it. So we're just going to go ahead and get the specialised vehicle workshop. This is where we can customise the oppressor, and it is the only place in the game you can do that, including adding missiles to it. Now, your first time entering the Terabyte, you will get given a small little tutorial explaining everything about it, just like you have with businesses we've bought in the game. Now, from this terminal, you can source Vehicle Cargo Warehouse, which we're not going to do right now. You can source your MC businesses, which we don't own any. Your hangar, we don't own any of that either. And your special cargo, your crates, you can source those from here as well. But what we're looking at here is the client jobs. And at the moment, we can only do the 2. So we're going to jump between these 2. These are Robbery in Progress and Data Sweep. So we're going to start with the Robbery in Progress first. Once you start it, you need to come back to your terminal here and, whoops, not like that. Come back here, press right on your D-pad, back to your terminal, and you're going to look it through some cameras. Just look left and right. We're looking for the robbery in progress. We're going to see it here in a second. And there we go. So once you find where it is, press, if you're on PlayStation, press X. It might be A on Xbox if I'm not mistaken. And this will bring you inside, and you can see what's going on inside the bank as well. And you can clearly see, yes, this is the robbery in progress. This is where we're going to come to. It's a pretty straightforward mission. Just come in. I came in with a Sparrow. Just spam the rockets. There is a Juggernaut in here with a minigun. So I'm hoping I've got him with the rockets. Just come inside here. I don't think, no, I didn't get him there. He is there behind the door. Just try to, yep, he's going to kill me. Just, if you've got the assault shotgun like I do, it's the best weapon to use on the Juggernaut, I think. Unless you've got the minigun, which if you're a higher level you would. We don't have that. I'm just going to try and use this door for cover to try and get him. There we go, got him. So just come inside, take out the other 2 NPCs in here, and steal the gold, and off you go. Now I've going to call in my personal vehicle through the interaction menu just because I don't like my chances of trying to get away on the Sparrow. Now in the future when you're doing these after we've got the Oppressor Mark II, you could just jump on your Oppressor and fly away. I'm just going to see if I can call Lester to get the cops off me as well.
Hey, how can I help?
And awesome, that worked. Okay, make sure you're out of the bank before you call Lester if you're going to do this, because if you're still inside the bank, you might not lose the wanted level. So just hop in your car and drive off to the location. So that should only take 5 or 6 minutes, so nice and easy. Now, as there is a cooldown between doing these, I went to my MC Clubhouse. Because I have the Criminal Enterprises Starter Pack, I do have one of the MC businesses that I can get for free. Now, the reason I didn't get this earlier is because these aren't very solo friendly, and to be honest, the amount of money you make from them, it's not really worth it if you don't have people who can help you. So I'll go ahead and purchase the Counterfeit Cash Factory for free, and then we're going to go set this business up. So once inside, just come over to the laptop, press right on your D-pad, and here we come up to set up the business, and click confirm. Pretty straightforward mission. We're just coming out to collect this stockade and deliver it back to the cash factory. Once that is done, your business will be set up. Now, if you do plan on running this business, I highly recommend you come along here to buy upgrades and you purchase the staff and equipment upgrades. And once you've done that, you purchase supplies. When you don't do these resupply missions, same as with the Acid Lab, you buy supplies if you plan on running this business. And from here on in, we're not going to be doing stash houses anymore either, because I'm not planning to run this business. And doing the stash house, it's random which business it resupplies. It could resupply this one, it could resupply my Acid Lab. So from here on in, I'm going to be purchasing supplies for the Acid Lab. Now, if you are running this business and you're doing it solo, you don't want the stock level to get any further than what the cursor is here, or you will spawn multiple vehicles. So make sure you're aware of that. Otherwise, you've got people to help fully resupply it and then sell it, because you can spawn mainly 3 vehicles, sometimes up to 4 if you get the bike mission. But as I said, I'm not planning to run this business. I only got it because of the nightclub warehouse. So now we're going to go back to the nightclub and set up the technician for this one. So once back at your nightclub, sit down at your computer, make sure you're logged in as a CEO or an MC Club president, come down to warehouse management. We're going to come up here and we're going to hire for $141,000 our next technician. And then we're going to come back down here to, what's going on here? What's happened? Come back down here to warehouse management. There we go. And we're going to select that technician. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Okay, there we go. Now we've got him. And click on confirm on cash creation. And you can see the next one there is going to cost $185,000. They're going to get dearer each technician we buy. But once we've got the other businesses, we can hire these other technicians. So following that, I then did the data sweep from the client job missions inside the terabytes. That was the second one we got completed there. Now, as there's a decent cooldown between doing each of these client jobs, what I did next was I started the Cayo Perico heist. I did a setup mission, I did a client job. I did a setup mission, I did a client job. I did a setup mission, I did a client job. Until I got to the 5th client job. And what you're seeing here now is me completing that 5th and final client job. Now we have the trade price unlocked for the Oppressor Mark II. Let's go ahead and purchase it. Open up your phone, come down to Warstock Cash and Carry, and let's scroll all the way down until we find the Oppressor Mark II. There it is. And as we open that up, you'll see that we no longer have the $8 million price tag, just the $6 million. And we're going to store that inside the terabyte. Now, if you didn't have enough money to purchase the Oppressor yet, I probably should have mentioned I did run the finale of the Cayo Perico heist I was setting up before I purchased it, so make sure you do that as well. Head into your terabyte. And we'll look over here, and it's not there yet because it hasn't been delivered. Okay, hold on a second. Just head outside, wait till you get the notification there from your Warstock Cash and Carry that's been delivered. There we go, head back inside, and there it is. So now we can hop on and enter the vehicle workshop, and we can customise it. Now at this point you can see I have got $1.9 million. Make sure you've got almost the $2 million, because we are going to want to customise this, as well as make sure we've got a bit of money left over still. So we're going to add the homing missiles here. We're going to also put the armour all the way up. Countermeasures, what are we going to go with here? I reckon the flares. I don't think the smoke actually does anything, does it? The flares aren't as good as some of the other vehicles that have flares either. Yeah, we'll go with the flares. Just anytime we are in a public lobby using this, the flares are going to help a little bit. They're not going to do a great deal, not as some of the other flares do. I'm going to change the lights there. That's probably not really necessary. The liveries, just cosmetic. We're not going to worry about that. If you want to change this and you can afford it, do it. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to change the colour even. I've got a couple of the Chameleon ones for free. If you're on PlayStation 5 like I am, or maybe Xbox Series X and S, you might have those available. But no, look, change this how you want. Bearing in mind it is going to cost money, so just be wary of how much you're spending here customising it. I think I'm going to leave mine as it is. I don't really think it needs to be changed. I'm pretty happy with the colour it is at the moment. You notice on my main account I have changed the look of my oppressor. That's just because I have lots and lots of money on my main account. This one here, I'm not going to worry about it too much. And when you're done, oops, I hopped off, not flew out. When you're done, head out. And here is the Oppressor Mark II. And one thing you notice, it has got a rocket boost. When you first take off, you see the little yellow bar down underneath your mini-map. When that's full, if you press X, you will give you a quick little boost. When you are flying it around, hold your handbrake button in, and it will help you to fly faster. You'll fly between, I think it's 115 to 120 miles per hour without the handbrake on. If you hold that handbrake down, it will increase to 130 miles an hour. So you get that little bit of extra speed, you will get around the map a little bit quicker. And yeah, you can see you've got your rockets here as well. They're not as good as they used to be. This vehicle has been nerfed quite a bit, so if you're trying to use this in PvP, I'd recommend not doing it. But this is an awesome vehicle for grinding, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to use this vehicle for grinding. In particular, this is really going to help out with the Cayo Perico heist. Now, I've just called the sub in. Now, what I like to do is I like to fly nice and close to the ocean, the sea level here, holding in the handbrake while I'm doing it, so it keeps me nice and level. And then just approach the front of the sub like this and just park it up here. And this is going to make doing the setup and prep missions for the Cayo Perico heist just a little bit easier. If you're not that good with a helicopter, like I'm not the best helicopter pilot, this here is completely awesome. And this front door here takes you straight into the planning screen as well. Now, the next thing I did was I went back to the nightclub and I paid the $100,000 to get one of the other DJs. I chose the Tale of Us. You can pick either of the three that are remaining, it doesn't matter. And the reason we're going to do this is because once we have collected this second DJ, swapping between our two DJs will only cost $10,000 and it will give a quick boost to our popularity. We want to try and keep that popularity full. And if you go downstairs into your warehouse laptop to do this, swapping between DJs, you can do this instantaneously. If you do it upstairs in your office, you will get put through a cutscene where you see the DJs swap hands, you get spawned down onto the nightclub dance floor, and you've got to walk back up to your office to do it. So if your popularity is quite low, and you need to change DJs a number of times to get your popularity full, you have to go through that cutscene every time. So do that down in your warehouse. And the reason we want to keep our nightclub popularity full is because every 48 minutes, if you've got full popularity, $50,000 we put into your nightclub safe for a maximum of $250,000. So make sure you're collecting that money every few hours and making sure that you are keeping your popularity full. Another way to keep your popularity full, and this is quite easy to do as well, is if you enter your nightclub in passive mode once every 48 minutes, you will get a troublemaker that you simply just need to walk up to, press right on your D-pad, and you'll toss him out. Now, unfortunately, I had forgotten about this when I was recording. This is a post-edit recording right now. A post-recording edit, I should say. Yeah, I completely forgot about this, so make sure that you are every 48 minutes entering your nightclub in passive mode, and you will get the troublemaker. If you don't end up in passive mode, every 48 minutes you get the chance of spawning a VIP instead, and you will need to drive the VIP very slowly as well to either a hospital, his home, or rehab. And that takes so much longer to do. It will take you quite a few minutes. Sometimes you can deliver them all the way up to Sandy Shores, and it just takes such a long time to do. Whereas if you get the troublemaker, less than 10 seconds, you can toss them out. So always enter in passive mode every 48 minutes, and that will increase your popularity. And if your popularity is not all the way full after doing that, then swap between your two DJs. And as you can see here, when I come into Resident DJ on my nightclub laptop, you can see here now to rebook Solomon's only going to cost $10,000. So I can jump between these two like I just said. These other two down the bottom, I can hire them at any point I want, and they'll cost $100,000. Interesting to note though that when I do hire one of those for $100,000, no matter what my popularity level is at, it can be all the way down, it will fill my popularity all the way up. Just that once though. And make sure you're coming over here to your wall safe to collect your money every couple of hours. I've got $100,000 in here right now, so I'm going to collect that. Now that we have the nightclub as well, I would like to show you a AFK method that can be used to allow your nightclub warehouse to fill up a little bit quicker, because it's only going to fill up while you are playing the game. It's done completely passively, it's in the background, so you don't have to do anything. Your technicians will do it all for you. Now, if you come into the LS car meet and either use one of the test drive vehicles or your own personal vehicle, enter the test track alone. Once you're inside the test track, simply drive out, and when you get to this screen here, just leave it. Don't touch anything. Put your controller down. For as long as you're in this screen, for whatever reason, the game will not think that you are inactive and it will not kick you from the servers. If you are going to do this though, please make sure that you are the person responsible for paying your power bill. If you are not, make sure you have permission from the person who is responsible for paying the power bill to do this. So right now, this is what your new daily grind should be looking like. As you enter GTA Online, you should be going straight to your cargo warehouse and paying Lupe to source a crate for you. Now, if you do not have 32 vehicles in your vehicle warehouse, you should be going to your office and sourcing a vehicle. If you already have 32 vehicles in your warehouse, we're going to leave it. We're not going to worry about that right at this point in the grind. Next, I want you to go to your nightclub. Make sure that your popularity is all the way up. So make sure you're entering in passive mode first. That way you can get the troublemaker, you can toss him out. Next, check your popularity. If it's not all the way full, go downstairs into your warehouse, into your laptop in your warehouse, and swap DJs over until your popularity is all the way full. Come back upstairs into your office and collect any money that's in the wall safe. Next, head outside and call Mutt. We're going to pay for supplies for the acid lab. After that, we're going to start the Cayo Perico heist. Now, when you finish the Cayo Perico heist, while that's on cooldown, if you do not have 32 vehicles in your vehicle cargo warehouse yet, go to your office and source another vehicle. Once you have 32 vehicles in there, this is where we're going to sell while the Cayo Perico heist is on cooldown. Jump into a public lobby. Like I've shown you before, check out the lobby, make sure it's safe to sell in, and sell a top range vehicle, the one that you personally like the handling of the best. Following that, it should have well and truly been 48 minutes since the last time you were in your nightclub, so go back to your nightclub in passive mode and kick out the troublemaker. Check on your stock at this point too inside your nightclub. If it is almost full, then sell it. If it's not, let it go for a bit longer. If your acid lab is full, now is the time to sell as well while Cayo Perico heist is on cooldown, and same with your cargo warehouse. If your crates are full inside your cargo warehouse, sell that as well. Now, something I don't have the footage of to show you is because I completely forgot all about it. If you own the crate warehouse, you can also go to your assistant inside your office and press right, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see a mission there called Export Mixed Goods. Do this one. You can do this once every 48 minutes. It only takes a couple of minutes to do, maximum of 5 or 6 minutes if you're far away from the terminal. But this will send you to your cargo warehouse where you will have a flatbed truck that you need to deliver down the terminal. This will pay you $50,000. You can do it once every 48 minutes. So I forgot to mention this before and I don't have the footage to show you. I'll show that quickly in the next video. When Cayo Perico heist is off cooldown, jump back in and do the Cayo Perico heist. So just continue along with the grind that I've just set out, and you want to save up around about probably $10 million again. Just depends on what's coming out with next week's weekly update, what businesses are on sale. Now the arcade was on sale the week of doing this video as well. I didn't recommend buying that one simply because the main way of making money with that is the Diamond Casino heist, which is not very solo friendly. You can do all the setups solo, but you need to do the main heist with another person. So that is the main reason I haven't recommended getting the arcade just yet. The arcade is something we will purchase later on, because the Master Control terminal that you can purchase inside the arcade helps you to run all your businesses from inside that one terminal. But we don't need that just yet, as we don't have enough of the businesses that utilise that terminal to worry about it. Anyway, that is going to do it for this video. As I said at the start of the video, if you have missed the Black Friday sales, I would suggest skipping this episode for now and coming back to it at a later date. Once we have, say, the bunker and the agency, then maybe come back here. I will tell you in the future videos when to come back to this video. So if you did miss the Black Friday sales, just keep an ear out for when I say, now come back to episode 5 if you missed the Black Friday sales. That's when you want to come back here. That's going to do it for this video though, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give a like. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. Also check out my speed cubing channel. If Rubik's Cubes is something that interests you, I have a channel dedicated to that with lots of tutorials on how to solve it. It's much easier than you think once you learn how to do it. Other than that, guys, just stick with the grind, and I will see you in the next video. Happy gaming. Cheers.